decided to take a break from the shop and went out to the field, did some metal detecting. I didn't find any relics, so no video on that. But I did dig up some spikes, and I thought I would make something with them, or at least one of them. These two I dug up. They're just old bits of what's left of some railroad spikes. But this one here looked. This one here looks a little different. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and find out exactly what it was. And I think I'm gonna spark test it, see if it seems like it has any kind of carbon or anything in it. And it could be a piece of some sort of a tool. So if it is some sort of a tool, then I might be able to make something useful out of this. So we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and heat these up. I'm gonna knock all this rust and mud off, and then kind of to see what we have to work with. So hold on. All right, so the forge is on, so I'll try and talk a little louder. See how big it was with the mud and the rust on it. Start to hammer on that. It starts to disappear at a rapid rate. So I got all the mud and the rust banged off of them. Yeah, these two here, they're just definitely extremely corroded railroad spikes. This one here is round, so I don't know. Could be some sort of a tool. I'm gonna go and spark test this thing and see if I'm seeing any kind of sparks flying off of it that would indicate that it has any kind of carbon in it at all. And if it does have carbon in it, I think I might make a little knife out of it. These two here I'm just going to put aside. I like to use these for my split crosses. You open them up and try not to hit them too much. All this corrosion and erosion makes a pretty nice pattern. Makes it look almost like wood. But put those two aside. We're going to focus on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and spark test this and see what we come up with. Alright, let's go ahead and do a spark test on this. So this is one of the railroad spikes that I know is very low carbon. Could even be iron of some sort. As you see, not much going on there. This I know is a piece of medium carbon steel, right around 1060, 1070. You can see that it does spark and it does have some burst on the spark, but still tell that it's at the very most a medium carbon steel. I was told it was a 1070. So. And this is a piece of it's all welding steel. I think it's usually around I don't know a lot of this stuff. 1045, 1050 or something. But basically, it's the welding steel you buy at Home Depot. Yeah, it has some spark, just like the last piece I did, the big zipper piece. This is a piece of known 1095. You can really see when it sparks the kind of little burst. It bursts like firewood would on 4th of July. And this is the piece that we're testing. So it is throwing, I think, just as good as sparks as the 1095. Whether or not it's as good a quality, you know, there's no way I'll be able to know that, but I do know it has carbon in it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and make probably a little knife out of this thing and see how it turns out. You know, it'd be kind of interesting. I think, to dig this up, a big clump of junk, and turn it into something. So hold on. The thing I've always noticed about forging is dug up metal, is it always has this creepy greenish blue flame. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it has this particular smell too, this odor of metal, the iron. I see it a lot in the railroad spikes that I dig up and forge. It has a really strange smell. So yeah, something definitely different about the metal. I don't know what's causing it to put off the blue flame like that. So I don't know. Anyone knows? Comment. Let me know. All right, so I'm going to start by getting this thing flattened down. It actually feels pretty hard under the hammer. We'll see. Alright, so I use my cross beam. So I think I got the forge hot enough. Start shutting it off in between heats. So because of the amount of material that I have, I think I'm going to make a hidden tang knife. So I'm going to start developing my belly and point up here, and then later on I'll isolate the back, and we're going to make a hidden tang. Alright, so I got most of this down to about 1/4 of an inch, except for what I'm holding on to in the back. Really going to start getting this thing shaped up. Before I run out of thickness to do it. So I got some rag up here at the end from where I just started off. I didn't clean it up or anything, I just threw it in there and started hammering away. So I'm going to clean this rag off with the grinder real quick, and then yeah, get back to work on it. This is some pretty tough steel, I think. Getting this point to turn down is forget it. Well, I guess not turn down, but turn up. I'm hitting it down. Getting close. All right, so I think I'm just going to make a drop point knife. I should say style blade. Kind of get a just a simple little. All right, now I'm going to get back to thinning this out. I might spin it around and start getting the back thinned down a little bit. All right, so I'm looking probably have to start isolating the blade like right in here. It's gonna be a lot of extra metal for the tang, but because of the way this thing is tapered, I'm gonna have to stop like right at the widest point, which is about right there, which is no big deal. I'll probably be able to get 4.5, 5-inch blade out of that. All right, so let's go ahead and make that isolation right now. Alright, so I'm going to start first. I'm going to be careful not to mess up that shoulder I just put in with the guillotine tool. Start working this tang out. So I'm just taking a couple of heats, just getting this tank drawn out. Wasn't a lot to see there. Probably take a couple more heats, get this probably a little bit further out, because I want to probably try to do at least a nice 4-inch handle, and probably just do, I don't know, I might do threads, I might just do a peen at the end of the handle with a hidden tang, so not sure yet. Alright, so now I'm going to use my straight peen. Lengthen this up a little bit. Flip it over. I'll take a few heats doing this. Keep any upsets I'm creating in check. Alright, keep going. Alright, well, it's stretched out there. Should be like right around 4.5, 5 inches, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now I'm just kind of plenishing. I'm going to be setting up to start some bevels here in a minute. I'm just kind of getting rid of any leftover straight peen marks. Yep. I think I'm going to go ahead and start laying some bevels in now. I'm not going to go too crazy with the bevels. But yeah, we'll at least get them started. All right, so find a good spot on my anvil. Just kind of get this started, anyways. the edge. Alright, so I'm just kind of tidying everything up. Kind of messing around with a hammer that I don't use very often. Trying to see how it finishes. It's doing alright. Alright, so I'm just kind of cleaning everything up. Most of the forging is done. A little bit of a swoop on the spine, but no big deal. I got a little bit. Knock right off the file. Or on the belt sander. So I'm just kind of tapping in a dark heat, knocking some of the scale off. I think the forging is probably about done. I'm gonna do some normalization cycles. I'm gonna, fiddle with it a little bit more. But yeah, for the most part, the forging's done. That's what we wound up with as far as the rough forge goes. I will clean this up, profile it on the belt sander, then we'll come back and show you what we wound up with. All right, here we go. She's all done. Profiled on the grinder, the belt grinder. I laid the bevels in with a 120 grit belt. I went ahead and did some file work here at the Ricasso, set up the shoulders for the hand guard or handle, whatever I decide to do. Not quite sure yet. And just for appearance, I just hit it with a Scotch-Brite belt, fine grit Scotch-Brite belt, get it all shined up to kind of show it off a little bit. But yep, this blade is ready for heat treat. And just kind of judging how it feels and how it's kind of handling or acts. I'm going to go ahead and oil harden it. I have a feeling it's going to oil harden just fine. If not, it'll go into the water. So I'll get you some close-up pictures and we're going to shut this video down. I will post pictures of the knife when it's finished on my Instagram. But as far as this video is concerned, I just took a dug up piece of whatever the heck that thing was and knocked the mud and the rust off of it and turned it into this. So thanks for stopping by, and remember, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.